Welcome to today's deck tech. Today I'm looking at Kano. Now, I got the Kano during the last pick during the draft. This is not a reflection on the power of Kano. I feel like Kano is a very powerful deck. It's just, the deck is just so hard to play that, yeah, I managed to get it last pick. Now, I'm not a Kano expert, but I'll give you my approach to the deck. We have a very simple set of equipment. The Nodes, Lens, Stormstriders, Crucible, and the Tunic. I always run those, that's why those are the only ones I have. I'm not interested in using any other equipment, so those are my kind of 5 for every matchup. Now here we can see more of my sideboard cards, whereas these here are my stock standard cards that I run in every matchup. I've got 2 main strategies with this deck. The first one is a kind of more of a go tall build, where I try to push over Nulrune 4. Now most decks either run Nulrune 4 or less than Nulrune 4, and that's basically how I decide what cards I want to run. Against Nulrune 4, I want these go tall attacks like Fork Lightnings, Voltic Bolts, Blazing Aethers, going for that more of a setup, as well as a single Nourishing Emptiness. Nourishing Emptiness is great against those decks because not only do you tend to get through some cheeky damage, you get that extra 1 intelligence on hit, which is very powerful. But yeah, basically if you're versing a deck with Nulrune 4, you can either burn them, set up those stirs with Fork Lightnings to deal insane amounts of damage, or you can try to stack your deck, pitch 4 blues early, and then pitch those Blazing Aethers and Fork Lightning, set a stir in Arsenal, and go for a big finisher turn at the very end of the game. Now the other strategy is against decks that try to race you. They don't really try to prevent arcane damage. For those, I prefer to cut these. Some of these I still run 1 Forked and maybe 1 or 2 Blazings, but cut the Voltic Bolts, cut the Nourishings, and go for these Reverberates, Snapbacks, and Aether Flares that do some insane amount of damage if they don't, because they just can't prevent it. Now, for other matchups that I'm kind of looking at in terms of my kind of sideboarding strategy, Bravo is a tough one. I added these 3 unmovables. They're not really necessary, but I don't feel confident enough in the matchup to not run these. So I just chuck those in just to kind of set up that 1 turn kill turn a bit easier. The Chains of Eminence, those are specifically for Chain. Chain is a very popular deck and is actually a great matchup for us because of how resource intensive that deck is. So this build is definitely focused to beat Chain. With Chains of Eminence, it's a great card to hit over Kano, it's a great card to Arsenal for and wait for when they have a big turn, and the best thing to name with that is Seeds of Agony, or something like a Riftbind that you know that they tend to run 9 copies of. But yeah, you can pay attention to the during the game and be able to know what to name with this card as well. But yeah, that's basically the general strategy. I mean, the gameplay is you want to get these energy potions out. Those are great to create a big powerful combo. Tomes of Fyendel, a great card paired up with the Fyendel Spring Tunic. Once you have 3 counters, you get that resource, play the Tome, gain some life, and be able to activate Kano a bunch of times. Now I do like running a lot of blues, and those are just great to get that Kano effect off. If you really want to run the deck but you are on a budget, the first and foremost card you want to get rid of is the Eye of Aether. This card is very nice to have. You don't need to have it. The Opt 2 is very powerful, but at the same time, this is the only card in my main group of cards that can whiff on my Kano, which means that if I reveal this, if I see this when I hit my Kano, I cannot do anything. Same thing for the Nourishing Emptiness, so just make sure to keep those in mind when you do activate the Kano's hero ability. the other things that you can cut if you're on a budget is out of the legendaries. I mean, Storm Striders is definitely an MVP. You could run the Mage Master boots. It's a great substitute, and Find or Spring Tunic is just a great way to generate those extra points of resource. But if you want, you can run a cross strap with your Nourishing Emptiness for that free attack. Other than that, I mean, if you are cutting Tunic, the tomes are still very nice to hit off the Kano ability, but they're just not the greatest without the Tunic. But if you have them, I would definitely run them. If not, you can replace them with more blues, because yellows in general are just very punishing for Kano in general. So yeah, that's about it for me. I hope you enjoy the hero. It's a very powerful class, and I wish you all the best.